Hello everybody, thank you for watching. This tree here, which I love so much, might have to come out in the future, because when I had the far orange tree over where that hole is, there were roots wrapped around it like this, and they were coming from this tree. I didn't think the roots would travel up there and take up a water source like that. And these two aren't producing any fruit. They produce flowers and then they cast them off. Anyway, hey Alicia, are you getting dirt out of that ditch over there? Thank you so much.
Welcome.
There's going to be a better way to keep the dirt out in the future of that ditch. I don't want to start filling up with dirt in there. Although I could fill it with dirt in here, there'd be a chance that the concrete, it would sop in water and wouldn't let it out. I'm going to treat the foundation. I treated like the bottom, most part already, but I didn't do it all. Today, we will be doing the rest of this rebar, because it can't just pour concrete up here. It could crack, or in my mind, it would crack and start to settle and it could fall in. The rebar keeps it from cracking. Kind of holds it together too. It's not, I haven't done this too many times before, believe it or not, so it's a learning curve that's quick. There's going to be a chimney right here. That's why I moved or bent these out of the way, like so, and then put these boards in the way to keep stuff from falling in, and if it rains, to limit how much rain falls in there. I already made the chimney stack. So these rebar are all different sizes, because they have to be different sizes because it's shorter as you go towards those two corners. I did that just to help shed water, because believe it or not, when it rains, the water comes over here just down the hill like a river. And I felt like it would shed a little better. So anyway, I'm going to bend these over like I got over here and connect them to each other. So I have to bend right here, that direction. And to do that, we just got a pipe and another tool. And really, I usually when I do a video, I just hold the phone myself. And there's so many videos on basically the person doing the work, just showing them doing it. This is basically how to. And I could bring my friend over here and say, hey, can you videotape me doing this? But with a lot of these things, I don't see the point. What you got to do here is bend this one the same direction I bent the other one, which is that way. And when I have the next one, I'm going to have it come towards it and connect it like these are, and connect it to the beam that's in here. This is a type of beam. It actually goes down like 12 inches. The other two rebar like this are connected with like these shackles. And this bends quite easily here. Like this, and then pull up on the other side. And that's what you get, is that right there. And these are like 8 inches apart, which these are 8 inches apart too. Have it in there like this. And I didn't set my camera up to show the bending. I skip a lot of that out. Maybe in the future I'll do it. I'm not really sure what to do in my videos a lot, to tell you the truth. I'm basically just showing the building of the house and then what we're going to do from there, which is a lot more interesting. It takes a long time to build a house, especially if you try to do it the right way. This is, down in here, is a living room. And up here, I'm going to have another floor, and this is going to be like a bedroom, which is going to go past where the house ends and way over there. It's going to be real long. So we'll continue here. Next step is tying it. There's a tool that looks like a hook, that people use a lot, but I wanted to buy as few tools as possible, so I'm just using needle nose. And where do I get this stuff? Well, around here, I mean, when I leave, I go up here and drive for about 10 minutes on a dirt road where there's a few houses. One house has quite a few people living in it, but mostly I'm secluded up here, which I like. And I'm sorry about the wind. You probably can only hear the wind and not me. I'm sorry. Maybe someday I'll get some sophisticated camera system when I get like subscribers, which I guess I don't know how to make videos. I'm sorry about that. But there's a store or a hardware store pretty close after you get out of this dirt road and drive into town. That's another about 15 minutes, so it's like a, if you want to go get some more supplies, it's like 35-40 minutes. Cut off a piece here. I usually bend it like so. And then just cut it right here. And I usually make like a whole bunch of them. I just sit here and make a whole bunch because I tie all these up. See, I mean, I tie all these up because it actually does part of the integrity of the building are these when they're in the concrete. They still are doing their job of holding things together. Mainly everything's locked in, but yeah. I wonder if I can do this and let's see. I know that I tie them in different places. This is one right here, place to tie them. I've seen how fast people do this. I do it professionally, and yeah, it's like, no wonder I'm not done yet. Actually, the only thing that slows me down on this project is money. I mean, I've run out of money for supplies, and then I basically am coming up here to just do upkeep, and that's actually pretty tight. I'm going to put a bunch more on there like that, and then we'll start tying in the middle here where they cross here. I'm going to the other end here. I try to walk and work out these pieces of wood, even though it's not going to really hurt to stab, you know, in here where it's springy. But I just don't want to bend them up. It just feels wrong. I don't know. It's just a bad habit. And right here is the other side. That's where we just were. We're going to connect them all like this. Might skip all that. But anyway, when I connect these, I want it connected to as many places as possible. So I connect it to this rebar of the of this beam, and in here, which is one of the shackles. And of course, when I come back and have the next one, it's going to cross this and meet up with it, and I'll connect them together. And we got ourselves quite a pile here. That's what we're going to be doing mostly, is just tying these together. It's not going to be a whole video of tying this together. Can you imagine? Yeah. I like to keep these bent in because all the metal should be like about 2 inches below the top of the concrete, because here's what happens. When water, any moisture soaks into the concrete and it gets this rusty, it starts to get bigger because iron oxide or rust is less dense than steel, so it takes up more space. That forces the concrete to crack, and you got a whole bunch of problems. Although I'm gonna paint the concrete with very high quality paint, and it's not even gonna get rain in the future because I'm gonna have a second story on it. But until I have it, it's gonna get some moisture, and of course I could have a place where the paint, where a crack starts, maybe a tiny little superficial crack, and so you don't want to play games. any little mistake you do could be a problem. You want to limit your mistakes. So keep that below where any moisture is. And that's why I tuck these in, because they could be sticking up like this and start to rust, and that comes down to here. It's a big problem with concrete. You don't want to mess up with how you do your reinforcement, your steel reinforcement. Okay, that piece is in now. Next one, I got that side done. We know that is the, of all the pieces I have, the second largest, or I mean the largest. Second largest of all, but the largest that I have here. They're all flat on that end. This one, let's see. I'm gonna bend these that way, this way, so that these are parallel. We just bent this one on two ends, and we can kind of straighten it out here. And of course, as I go, I straighten it out so that they're not winding around. And this is the one I did before, and what now I'm just using some wire to kind of wire these together. You know, I like to have concrete going underneath and above these. This one's kind of bent down more than I like. I might pry that one up a little bit, because concrete above and below, all around it, encase it in very nicely. And we'll just go and tie all these together. I'm going to finish today all these rebar go in this direction. The two directions make it so that the concrete is, you know, it's kind of like if it were to crack like this, it has to pull on the rebar or push it. And when it goes both directions, it can't crack this way or that way. And that's the easiest way for me to explain it here. This is a little overbuilt because with this span being very short, I mean, I could get away with putting these further apart. But in the future, I want to have a second story on here, and the walls will be on top of the walls. So, I mean, that's, the floor isn't the issue there. The issue is, you know, I'm going to have windows in there, and, you know, kind of big pots with trees in them and some weight. And I've never been much for underbuilding something. It's bad. And this plastic here is actually pretty important. It's to keep the cement, the concrete, from sticking to the wood, which can be a real bear, especially since I use plywood on this, which people, I say, oh, don't use plywood, but I've done it like this before where it's fine. You put down the plastic and use acrylic kind of caulking on the corner or around the edges, and it'll peel off. It'll peel off. But the thing to remember is, don't screw this down this way from the top anywhere, because how are you going to take the form off afterwards? Nowhere. There's not one screw in this way. I screwed them in like this, diagonally screwed them in from the beams going across into the plywood so they don't stick through. So that they go through the plywood almost all the way to the end. And of course, there are a few places where I screwed all the way through, and so I backed them off. And when I get this done, they'll be just giving it a once over, tweak it a little bit, measure it, maybe bend these out so that they're an exact amount, because I'm going to have, what do you call it, walls here out of steel, and there'll be tubes that are kind of like 2 by 3 or 1.5 by 3 rectangular tubes, and I want them to go all the way to the edge and then meet up with these all the way around. Just like every 16 inches or so, so that the rebar match up to where each stud is. That'll be in the future. I mean, it's going to be single story for quite a while. I want to build a bathroom and garage and greenhouse and stuff first. So we're going to make our way down here. Sprayed insecticide today. But this time I got an actual like spray gun with like a big bottle in it, because I can't just sit there and squirt, squirt, squirt every single thing that comes out of the ground. I'm going to have to, I already drenched it, but I'm going to have to drench it more. I don't know, man. There's going to be a greenhouse in here, and so won't be too many bugs making it in. Right now I'm cooking burgers with this barrel that I cut, and I put a grill in there. Oh yeah, I'm really hungry. Get those out here and get lunch going. This is what I'm going to use to prop up the roof. They're going to be like these right here. Now, 4x4s are what I recommend using. But seeing as they're attached to the scaffolding here, they're not going to break. I put a few in here when I had, because I had them and I had time. But you want to put them like this far apart, like 15 inches on the center, apart in every direction. And I'll be honest with you that they're going to be a little more than 15 inches apart on my job, which I don't recommend you copy. The reason is because there's such a short span in here. They're going to be a tiny bit away from 15 inches. Cause, yeah, and also I don't need like a full, 6 inches of concrete up there. It'll be like 5 inches of concrete thick. Let's just say that on this project, it is sort of a miracle. Well, it is a miracle. There's no sort of a miracle. I have had very little money. Let's just say money to spend on this every month, like $200 to $300. That's it. $200 to $300. And so let's just put it this way. I think that most people aren't as poor as I am. Let's just say that I don't really have this love for money or this hunger for it that a lot of people do. I guess I'm happy being a little bit poor as long as I have enough. It just bores me, the things that people like to spend their money on. Cable, just knickknacks, stuff, new cars. It just bores me. So I think anybody that wants to build their own property and have it be more self-sustainable than normal, in other words, you might be producing your own power, and you might be having a dry sanitation system for your toilet. You'll be growing things on your own, and if you do it perfectly, you will own your property. And if you live where you have to pay taxes on your property, then that's it. All the governments of the world are crazy. Look at Australia. People are unable to leave their house. If they do, then the police will come. They have to take pictures of themselves. And, they take a selfie and send them to the police or whoever to say, yeah, I'm in my house. I'm obeying you, government. Like they have more claim over your health or body than you do. And I can't say whether I recommend taking a jab or not. But your body is your business, and if people are forcing you to do something like that, and you know the facts, you know that with this big cold that so many people are afraid of, kills like 0.01% or something of those who get it, and it's almost always those who are very sick already. And usually is preventable for those people. There's something they could have done to not have died. And they're forcing you to take it, and they're closing businesses down. That makes no sense. I recommend that if you have to move out of the country to buy property that's affordable, that you do that. Even if you have to learn a new language, learn new customs, because where are you going to be? And read that Bible. Read that New Testament. Read that Old Testament. That is our handbook for living, our instruction booklet for living. And I love all of you guys for watching. Even if you don't like my videos, hey, I try. I'm just being honest, and I'm just not a good videographer. Maybe that's why I have almost no views. But anyway, for those who do watch my videos, thank you and God bless you. Bye.